There we go.
Hi,
We just wanted to
everyone.
remind us of the old days, Debbie.
The
That's
old
all.
days. The old days.
The old days. Welcome. Hello, everybody, and welcome. Welcome to the show. And I'm so pleased to have recuperating Debbie here with me today. Sorry to hear that you got the dreaded C, OVID.
Yeah,
but
it's been quite a trip, you guys. I had no, I mean, you hear about it, but
yeah.
um, I've been able to avoid it for the past 5 years until,
Oh, I didn't know this was your first foray. Oh
yeah,
my
sure.
goodness. Oh, I'm sorry to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. So I've had it once. I think it was last year, but I've had 7 shots. So
okay, yeah, I've
it
had
just keeps going.
four,
4.
I
Yeah.
think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I'm sorry that,
and, and
you
the
know,
funny thing is, I take all the precautions. When I go, I'm wearing masks. No one's wearing masks. I wear the masks.
yep.
And in the back of my mind, I kind of knew if when I got it, it would be from my own home, and that's exactly.
Okay.
I blame
Okay.
that one.
Okay. Okay.
So
Well,
I
yeah.
came home and she had been sick, and I.
Oh, okay. And so, yeah. And it's everywhere when you can't help it when you live with somebody because
Yeah,
it's
I
just
mean, you can't get away from it. And
right.
she barely had any symptom at all. She had like a
Everybody's so different. I know.
little
Yeah.
asthma cough, and I'm
Uh-huh.
like, and then I got sick, and I'm like, this is 100% COVID. And I took the test, and it was, because
And
it
it
was
was.
like nothing else I had ever experienced.
Yeah, I know. It definitely is, Debbie. And everybody, like you said, everybody's different. Some it's mild, some it isn't
Yeah,
mild. Even
yeah.
with the shots, I can't imagine if we never had the shots, what it would have been
What it
like.
would what it would be like, yeah.
Right, right. So yes, well, I'm glad you're on the mend, but you still take
Yeah.
time to rest and recuperate as you go along, because we all need you here. So there you go.
Thank you. And I appreciate, I mean, I got so much love and prayers, and
Yeah,
100% felt the love. I mean, you
wonderful.
talk about, and I'm not just saying this. I
Mhm.
knew people were praying. I could feel
You
it.
can feel it. Yes.
And and I would go to sleep, and I'd wake up, and I'd be like, oh, I know that those prayers and the
And the
intention,
Reiki and yeah, yeah.
everything, it could have been way worse if I didn't have y'all
Oh,
and all
that's
the
so
prayers.
true.
So it
Yep.
was it was
This
evident. And
community is totally amazing for lots
yeah,
of different reasons.
and just
Oh,
to know the love, right? Just to
yeah.
know that
Yeah.
I it's so
Right.
funny because I was just uploading things to my YouTube for the first time in weeks, and I noticed that people stopped following. I mean, how it gives you the
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Well,
lost
yeah, you
people.
hadn't been on for a while. Yeah. Yeah.
I lost people, but
Oh,
it
they'll
is.
be back. They'll be back, sweetie.
I hope
I
so.
understand the feeling, though. It's kind of depressing.
It's like
Yeah.
there's nothing
Yeah.
like, not only
What
yeah, if I don't work, I don't get paid either. You know that. And
I
so,
do know that. I do know that.
not only did I lose people, I definitely lost people.
Something happened with me one week on it was like last year or the year before, and I lost 60 people within a week.
Oh
And
my
I thought, what did I say?
right?
You just don't know what you did wrong. So yeah, it is. But it's they tell me that it's bots and it's other things as well. So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
So hopefully that maybe
hopefully
they were just
that's
a bunch of bots.
yeah. Let's
Anyway,
hope.
it's so good to see everybody and
Yeah, I know. Well,
here I am.
we're glad you're here, and Debbie and I have known each other since I started anyway, and we're fortunate. I was so fortunate to attend our seminar in Sedona and meet her and hug
So
her
great.
and be in her class that she led with Intua Kim. And so, yeah, it was a magical time.
Wasn't it
Absolutely,
magical? Like,
it
you
really
try to
was.
explain it, but it was
No,
magical to be
it really
everybody.
was. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. So we're going to I'm going to explain a little for those who have not seen me do this, but I have asked quite a number of our psychics on YouTube after going on with Kevin Lewis, the healing medium, and being told that the man that was responsible for asking these questions back on Bravo way back when, who is James Lipton, he did Inside the Actors Studio.
Oh,
And
well, that's
so
the picture of the guy you have on there.
that's who that guy
Yeah,
is.
he's
Yeah.
he's on Gaia, right? You can find
Yeah,
him.
I think he's still on. He's died in 2020, but yeah,
Oh, he did. Oh, okay. I
yeah,
didn't
he
know
did.
he
Yeah,
passed.
that's
Okay.
why Kevin got a hold of him. I mean, he came through for Kevin, and he was
Oh,
like all
okay, that
happy.
makes sense. That makes
He
sure.
was all happy that I was doing it, and he wanted me to do it with everybody. So I've been working through the long list of wonderful folks here, and so I just changed it to Inside the Psychics Studio because although we are actors in some ways, I
Yeah.
suppose. But on the show, he would ask a lot about people's careers and things like that. And then at the very end, would ask 10 questions of each one of them. So those are the questions we're going to do today.
Okay.
And then when we're done with that, we'll take some questions from you guys and we'll see if
Perfect.
we can give some readings today. All right. So the first question is, what is your favorite word?
My favorite word. Well, love.
That's a good one. Yep.
Love.
Uh-huh.
And for those of you who know me and have purchased merchandise,
Yes.
you'll see the love. Love,
Yes.
period. And I mean, it covers everything.
It
It's the
does cover it.
answer to everything. So,
And it's on your hat that I
mhm.
know, and you've had it with other things. And yes, it is. It's why we're here. It's why we're on the earth. And so, yeah, we can just encapsulate it in one word. How about what's your least favorite word? It can be anything at all.
Okay. Well, the first one that popped in actually was hate.
Uh-huh.
Um, there's such a density to that word that can take you down in a moment, right?
Yep.
Merida.
Uh-huh.
Trump.
Yeah, actually that's what Linda G said. Her word she hated the most was Trump. Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a
It
good
is
one.
pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah. And Kevin, the healing mediums, was moist. He did not like the word moist.
Right. Yeah, that's a y'all are taking it into other areas, but yes, moist is also kind of a yucky word.
Kind of a yucky word. Yeah, I agree. But yeah, Linda was funny. She's like, nope, Trump is my least favorite word in the world. And I said, you can't even say anymore, for instance, this trumps that. You know what I mean? That's like a
Exactly.
saying. You can't say that
It
anymore.
has infiltrate. I mean, it gives me the yuckies. Yeah,
I agree.
for
It's like
sure.
you have to go take a shower when you're
Yeah,
done. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so what excites you, Debbie, when you're not feeling sick, for sure?
um, you know, community.
Mhm.
When I see people in community, even if I'm just people watching, and I see a community of people um, together and communing, or however you want to say that,
Mhm.
that brings a joy to me. Seeing people in community together, whether it's a
Definitely.
family unit or not, but just
Yep.
in community, and you can feel the energy just mingling together. That
Definitely.
excites me.
Yeah. Is a
Can I
sort of a
add another
synergy.
one?
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah, no rules.
Also, what excites me is when I see humans behaving correctly, like
God bless you.
doing
Yes.
right, doing acts of kindness.
Choosing to be better people than
Yeah. Hmm.
than not. Well, that's wonderful. What turns you off?
Turns me off. Whew. Hmm. Um, that's a good question. uh, well, any injustice. I think that's what you're asking as far as turning me off.
Mhm, mhm.
Injustice. any injustice.
Injustice, sure.
Yes,
Of
it
course.
just will trigger me. COVID turns me off. That's right.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
don't need that. Bad food, Captain Morgan. That's a good
that's a good
one. I
one.
like that. Yeah. Loud noises,
Yeah.
willful ignorance.
Ooh, that's
One
a good
thing I
one
do
there
love
too.
about these questions is that I get answers from the people in the chat,
I
and
love it. I
yeah,
love it.
they become participants in it. So
Yeah.
yes, thank you everybody for putting up what it is that brings you joy or not, one or the other. Um, okay, so this is similar but not. What sound or noise do you love to hear?
Oh, okay. I love hearing the singing bowls. You guys have all heard singing bowls play?
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
the different frequencies of the singing bowls played
Yes.
together just really kind of massages my head. So
Yeah.
that will bring me right into a good zone. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I hope somebody who passed along COVID will play those singing bowls for you.
Thank you, Heart and Soul. In fact, at some point, I will do a video of her singing bowl room. It's an
Oh,
entire
that's
room
wonderful.
full
Yeah.
of singing bowls.
Yeah.
So
That's
I
wonderful.
will
Yeah.
pass that on.
Hey, definitely. No
But
offense. Just, well, if you want to do something nice, you can do
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I had that done, and I also had where I was laying on the floor, and there were gongs, and there were the singing bowls, but also
Yep.
the brass, a lot
Yes,
of the brass bowls. Oh my God, I
yes.
felt like I was floating. I
Yeah,
did.
and,
Yeah.
she's actually, certified. She took a 2-year in-depth we both have written dissertations, and this was way
Way
harder
above
than
that.
doing everything,
Wow.
all
Yeah.
our college experience, but 2 years of in-depth, uh, training on doing that and yeah,
Hmm. Oh, that's fabulous. I
yeah,
mean, there could be nothing better than being trained on something that beautiful. So that's
yeah.
fabulous. I love that. Is there a sound or a noise that you do not like to hear?
Um, well, uh, uh, screaming, screaming.
Yeah.
I can't do this. And not, y- I can be on an airplane and hear baby crying right in my ear
Mhm.
the whole time. I'm fine. What I can't is the screaming, the anger screaming,
Uh-huh.
and
Yeah,
also like terror screaming. So if there's
sure.
I can't watch horror movies or anything like
Horror
that.
movie. I'm not a horror movie person either, but there is one group of screamers that really bother me in children, and that is like the 6 to 7 year old little girl who has to scream at everything.
Oh,
She's in the pool and she just screams and screams, and it goes right through your head.
oh, that's so true. My daughter was not a screamer. And
Mine
so I
either.
didn't even know. I didn't know, and all of a sudden and I wasn't a screamer either. So
Uh-huh.
we had a little birthday party, probably 6 or 7 year old birthday party, and we had screamers, and I'm like, what's going on? What is
Yeah.
this? Yeah,
And I don't think they know they're doing that. I
yeah,
really
no,
don't think it's not
no,
intentional, but ooh boy, I tell you.
yeah.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
gets
It
right in
gets
there.
it gets to you. Yeah.
That's
All
funny.
right. So here's everyone's favorite. What is your favorite curse word?
The F word,
Okay.
100%. That
I
will be
would
the
say that
first.
most people say that. So
Oh,
yes.
okay, yeah. I
Yes.
mean,
Yeah.
that is my go-to word. It
Two word.
just covers a lot.
It does cover a lot. I like shit very much,
Yeah,
and I believe that covers a lot. But
yeah,
I've been known to drop an F bomb now and again, so
yeah,
I understand. I
yeah,
totally
yeah.
understand. The eighth question I have for you is: what gift, other than what you currently have, would you like to have? And I mean, that could be anything. It doesn't have to be metaphysical. It could be cooking or playing
Oh,
the
okay. Well,
violin.
thank you for
Yeah, sure.
spelling that out.
Uh huh.
I, I would like to play a musical instrument well.
Mhm.
I
Yes.
can pick up things, I have a guitar, I can pick it up a little.
Yeah.
I have piano, I can play a tiny bit. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I can pick
Yes.
things
You
up.
can pick and choose. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
get it.
can play
Yeah.
little drums. I get it, but to play it well, I would like to play
Right.
something well.
I wish
Musically.
sometimes I had stayed with piano. I had started it when I was probably in about 7th grade, but I didn't stay with it. So I can't play anything. But I wish I had. I wish I had stayed with it. But what can you do?
Yeah, and
Um,
I have dyslexia, so
oh,
everything
okay.
is harder. Everything is
Sure it
harder.
is. Sure it is. Yeah, my brother had it. Yeah,
Oh,
I understand.
yeah.
Yeah, I do know. Um, do you have a gift that you find to be annoying?
A gift that's annoying.
Hmm.
Um,
Or maybe partially annoying at times. I don't know.
well, that's funny that you asked this because I was just thinking this morning, um, before really stepping into moving and really utilizing the abilities that we all have, but it's that knowing, and so always knowing something's going to happen or knowing this. I knew that was going to happen, and people around me were probably annoyed. I was just thinking today, people around me, before I really started utilizing this, when I would just say, I knew that was going to happen. Oh, I knew that. Oh, I saw that. I knew
Yeah,
that was.
right.
I'm sure I annoyed many people. But for probably the kind of the always knowing,
Hmm.
um, and get could be annoying,
Sure.
but not because what do I do? I
Yeah,
know this is
yeah.
going to
You know it's coming,
happen.
but what are you
I
going
know
to
it's
do? Yeah.
coming.
Yeah.
What are you going to do about it?
I know.
So I think it would be that.
I
Yeah.
had a work coworker that I know her husband was cheating on her back when I was in my 30s. And my friend and I both, two of us knew, but we didn't know what to do. So we decided that we better tell her because she was fairly a newlywed and was in the
Oh,
hospital and he was out having a good time. And we told her and she didn't believe us.
yeah.
And she said then she didn't like us anymore.
Right.
So I understand what you mean by, oh well, I
What do
knew,
you
but
do
what
with
if I
it?
said yeah,
Yeah.
what am I gonna
What do
do?
you do with it? Yeah, and
Yeah,
again,
absolutely.
it's all that. You can see the train coming at this
Right,
couple, and it's gonna end, but there's nothing you can do.
right,
You can't,
right.
uh,
Absolutely. Yep.
so, I
No,
mean, but
I hear you.
I always prayed for,
Sure. Yes. Yeah.
like that.
For a good ending to come for that
Yeah,
person.
yeah, best
Yeah.
outcome,
Yeah.
but
Best
didn't
outcome.
have that prayer, but always prayed for the highest good for everyone, so.
Now, does your partner not listen to you when you make recommendations and then gets annoyed because you're always right?
Oh, no, no, she's
Okay.
good, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Um, yeah, no.
Hmm. That's good. My husband used to do that. He'd say, "How come you're always right?" And I just would say, "Can you just trust me sometimes?"
Right, right.
So
Yeah, yeah.
it's like I wouldn't be saying it. It isn't to make you unhappy that I'm telling you this.
There only
Oh,
there are times where, but it wouldn't have to do with the gifting, but it would be like, because I'm also very handy. So
uh-huh.
in fact, I in between jobs and stuff, I worked as a handy girl,
Oh,
handyman girl,
cool. Yeah.
and so I would do that kind of thing. And so I'm really versed at fixing things or doing stuff like that,
Awesome.
and so if I say to do it this way and she wants to do it a different way, that's frustrating.
I understand. No,
but
I understand. Yeah.
I have learned to kind of just laugh at that and allow her journey, and so it's not my
Sure.
fault, whatever.
That's true. That's true. Eventually they come. I mean, mine wouldn't ask me any questions at all. And then eventually we came back from Sedona and all of a sudden I got asked for a reading. And I thought, wow,
Wow, there
things
you
can
go.
change. Wow. All right. So the last question for the James Lipton questions is if heaven exists, and we like to think it does. We think we know it does. What would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
I would like to hear "well done" and here's a glass of whiskey.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you're
I
home.
like that.
You're
I
home,
do. Yeah,
basically,
you're
and
home.
well done. Yeah.
Yeah. I just said I don't want him to say, okay, you have to go back tomorrow. No,
Oh,
thank you.
no, well done. Here's a glass. Hang
Well
out.
done. I remember the first time when Susan Lynn and I were reading together, and she told us that, yeah, people drink and they smoke up in heaven. And I thought to myself, oh my God, really? But so it's not impossible. He could hand you
Oh,
a glass
good.
of whiskey.
Well,
Yeah,
now that he knows my request, I'm sure
that's
he'll
right.
have it
He'll be
right.
right on it for you. Yeah, there you go. Wow. Well, everybody, thank you all for being here. We have quite a number of people. I am Allie from Heart and Soul Connected, and we just finished up the Inside the Psychic Studio questions with Debbie, who is nicely recuperating from COVID, but she is simulcasting on her channel. So if you don't see all the people in the chat, you know that that's why, but we're all here and we can see you. We can see you, what you're writing. So there were a couple of people that already did put up some questions. So I will go ahead. And I just want to say a lot of the time I'll sit and I will thank everybody that's here and I will call them out by name. And while I'd really love to do that today, I'm going to just cut to the chase because I think that most of you just would like to ask some questions. And so just know that we both appreciate you both being here today and thank you
Yeah,
for.
and thank you everyone for checking in on me. I still require all your prayers and healing my direction. So thank you. And but Allie and I decided to move forward today, and I got to get back in the seat.
I know.
So
It's hard. It's hard to do.
it's a thing, you guys. It's
Yeah,
really
it is. But yeah, and I thank you as well because this is how we heal each other. We send up prayers for all of you, and you're so good to do with those things for us as well. So thank you so very much. Yeah. All right. So Craig Dixon got right in early and said, does Clara have anything to tell us about the fires near her old house in Nevada?
Clara
Bow.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's his guide.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
First of all, hi Craig. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Oh yes, Craig's coming to Bryce Canyon.
Yes, he is. I heard about that. That's wonderful. I wish I could afford to come.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Pamela. All right. So Clara.
Fires.
Okay. So what Clara, first of all, I really like Clara. I like her. She's taking on a so I don't know how Craig she normally looks to you, or how she presents herself to you, or how others, but she's presenting me herself as indigenous. But I feel like it has to do with because of the prayers for the land. And so I feel like with how she's dressing, she's bringing a message in praying for the land and the tears for the land and the animals and so forth. So I do feel that there's some recognition here of the loss that is taking place with the animals and so forth here, the air, the toxins and so forth up in the air. So she's bringing all that in. But her old house in Nevada, specifically, because I feel like this is more of an, I don't know what you're feeling, Allie, but more of a global feel to
Yeah.
her tears.
He is indigenous, and I think
Oh,
because he is indigenous,
oh,
she respects that
oh, okay,
more.
okay. There you
Yeah,
go.
that makes more sense. Yeah, yeah. And she was married to, I believe, Craig, if I'm right, the governor of Nevada back in the 30s,
Oh,
something.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And so I don't know if that's the governor's mansion you're talking about, but I don't know, Craig. But yeah, Debbie did pick that up really well. But remember, she's just still healing. So, um, but yeah, I do believe, and she's very excited also about coming to Bryce Canyon to meet you all. This is what
Oh,
Craig tells me. So,
okay. Yeah.
this whole,
Well,
and I told him he
I
better bring a
really,
drum when he goes because,
yeah, yeah, yes.
mm,
I
mhm,
really, I really, I really like her, Craig.
mhm.
Um, she, I feel like when she was here, she was before her time, so to speak.
Yeah,
She
that
had
makes
a,
sense.
she was a very much a forward thinker and
Mhm.
doer. Um,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
but as her heart goes to the land, the animals, and so forth.
Mhm.
She's a crack
That's,
shot with firearms, but she would not shoot animals. Yeah, no,
yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
see.
that's awesome. So, Craig, I pulled a few. I'm feeling as though the situation is rather fluid at this point. It would be nice if the fluid was water coming out
Water.
of
Let's
a
drink some
plane.
water.
Yeah. She would like to control what's going on there, but obviously knows she cannot do that, even though she is in heaven. But she says it's going to cost a lot of money.
Mm,
There's going to be damage and people are going to be losing a lot of money. So it must be
mm,
difficult to watch anybody going through that kind of thing with the wildfires. So, um, yeah, thanks, Craig. I know you'll
um,
have a good time with Debbie and Kim and Glenda and Kevin and all of them that are going. You'll have a fabulous time.
let's pray some
So,
rain in California
mhm.
and Nevada.
Oh, it's supposed to rain. Yeah.
No, we need to pray for some
Oh,
rain
we
in
need to pray for rain. Yeah, absolutely.
the
Yeah, all
California
of us.
Nevada
Mhm.
uh, fire. Yeah,
Absolutely. Well, the
it's,
heat index right now in Arizona and other places as well, everybody needs our prayers
yeah.
because it's happening. It's the climate's happening. So thank you, Craig. I just want to shout out to New Hampshire mountain dancer. I don't know you, but I'm from New Hampshire
Oh,
originally.
there you go.
Originally. I live in Seattle now, but I am from there. And so I want to say hello to you. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Sonia, nice to see you. Wonders if she could get a message from stepfather Gus and Bill.
Gus and Bill.
Is Gus and Bill the stepfather? Or is Gus the stepfather and Bill somebody else, Sonia? Oh, you're in Keene. Okay. I was in Derry.
Hi, Sonia. All right. Well, let's see if we can.
Yeah, Sonia, if you could fill us in on which one's stepfather, or maybe you had more than one stepfather. I mean, my
Yeah,
kids did.
there you go.
Poor things.
Just, okay.
Okay, got it.
Did she say?
Nope.
Okay. Well, whoever this one's coming in, he would be the one that would be kind of a fix-it person. He would been able to fix things.
Oh.
He showed me a little bit of. So this could be metaphor, working, like in a little bit of a workshop situation, fixing things or building things. Um, that would have been more this one. So I don't know if this is Gus or Bill.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I also feel like he would have he would have given you, he would have guided you. This would be something he would have kind of, if he could have given you anything, it would be that you could do it. Like if it can be fixed, you can fix it. Like that mentality. If he could have gifted you with anything, is that it empowered you to do that. That would be something he's saying here with this as well. But he also says in that, did she ever say?
No, she hasn't. Sorry. If she does, I'll definitely let you know, but I don't see it. Sonia. Hi, Mark. Nice to see you, Mark.
Hi, Mark. Yeah.
Oh, they both were her stepfathers, she says.
Okay.
They both were. Okay.
Okay. And so the thing about this is he also gives me the feeling, though, that he wasn't always very present with you. Like he feels like he could have done a better job. I don't have any red flags or anything really bad, but that he feels like sometimes he could kind of just go into his own world, and he feels like maybe it could have been more. He could have been more present, maybe, with you.
I think you did pretty well considering you got cobwebs in your brain.
All the cobwebs in my brains, you guys.
Yeah, with all this COVID. Yeah.
So, but he does give me a sense of love and overwhelming love for you, and honor of that role of dad for you.
Oh, wow. Oh,
Yeah.
wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get here that he hopes that you put away differences. He hopes that, I don't know, maybe it's your first stepdad, and things didn't work out, and, he feels bad about it, but he wants you to know he put away or you should have both put away the differences. And he said, there's always risks involved when you're a step parent. It's always difficult. And I know it's the hardest job I've ever had. So
yeah.
It's hard for people, but he says you are making a ripple effect with your the work that you do, Sonia, and the things that you're creating. And he's very, very proud of you from where he can see how you are doing. He says it's spreading out, in ripples across. So continue to do what it is that you're doing. And yes, I feel like there's a lot of love sent actually from the both of them. So
yeah.
All right. Thank you very much for the question. All right, we've got Prairie.
Hi, Prairie.
She says, what can James tell us? She has two questions, so I'm reading both. What does James see for my acting career? But what can James tell us about the SAG strike, AI, residuals, and healthcare? I think she means James Lifton. I think that's what she means when she said James. I think so. The guy that we asked the questions of, because he was the one that worked in the actor's studio. So I think that's what she's asking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What can James tell us about the SAG strike? Okay. So, okay. So what I'm sensing right away with him is that this, like everything that's happening in the shift right now, this area too, and has been coming, and as far as shaking things up, to right the ship, so to speak. It's been I don't have the words for any of this acting or any of this stuff, so bear with me.
Sure.
But basically what he's saying, it has been off kilter for much too long.
A long time coming. Yeah.
And so this is a long time coming. It needs to happen. I do sense that it's almost going to get a little worse here before it gets better. But it has to happen. and without people are really risking a lot to do this, he's saying. And
Absolutely.
but it's going to be worth it in the end. It's just a
Mhm.
tough path getting there. And he just says, isn't it just so unfortunate that we have to go to striking and doing all this to get what is just
What is they deserve? Yeah.
yeah, just like would be normal or whatever. So um
Yeah. They one of the things that it's the residuals that they're not getting from shows that are like they get paid for, let's say Schitt's Creek. They got paid for what they did and they got their salary, but they now there's lots of reruns. They get nothing. They get
okay.
nothing. And the AI is coming in and they're saying, oh, we can use AI as writers now instead of people writing. It's all this other, it's a mess. It's a mess. And yes, it has been a long time coming. I agree with you 100%. I'm sure he's up there going, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because he was a theater teacher. But he says things are leveling up. We're
Okay.
heading towards some kind
Good.
of a of a culmination, a commencement of new things. I have a card for three people, but I think it's actually three parties that are working together right now. And I know
Ooh,
the Writers and the Actors Guild, and there's
yeah.
probably another one that is also working. Maybe it's the food people that work with the food for these places, but
Yeah.
they're all deciding to work together. And that makes a lot of sense
Cool.
because everything impacts all of them. Yeah. Yeah.
And together you're stronger. Together we
You are
can.
stronger.
Correct.
But something's about to be shaken up. And you know what happens if you either put a Mentos in a soda bottle or you shake it up, it just explodes.
Yes.
Something is going to
Something's
explode
coming.
eventually.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
it is.
Mhm.
But I don't know how fast. That's the only
Right.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's sad for us because we won't have anything to watch. There'll be just reruns and reruns over and over again. So,
And thank you, Rondaroo. That's a blessing. Thank
yeah.
you.
Thanks to everybody for being so kind and wonderful to Debbie.
Yeah. Yes.
Um, So Jamie Johnson wonders if August will be better, and I should give you a little heads up that she did lose her companion animal.
Oh,
And I'm sorry that that happened, Jamie, but I think that's why she's wondering how things are going to be coming up for her this month.
okay. Jamie. Okay, so what your team is showing me that your ground has been shaken, and you're
Mm.
trying to find your footing here. And it's been difficult. But utilize this shaking up. You know when you take a bottle out of, I'm going to use. They're showing me Tabasco, so bear with me, guys. I'm a little. But if your Tabasco sauce sits in the fridge too long, it kind of coats the, and then you just are shaking out water, and you need to shake it up to get all
Uh-huh.
the pieces that have been. So utilize this shaking up in your life because it's going to offer you some opportunity to do some expansion, deeper expansion and healing here. Oftentimes, when we're offered a challenge and the emotions that come with that challenge, it opens up other times in our life that we felt that same thing. And we now at this point, Jamie, you're at such a more of a awakened state that you can release some of the other stuff that is attached to that same emotion, whatever that emotion is for you. But I do see they're showing me the Ace of Cups. And so I do see an overflowing coming for you of healing and expansion. So
Wow.
August is good.
Maybe you also find your new baby to take home.
Ooh,
That
I
would be
like that.
wonderful. Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
that's that cup. Oh,
that's that cup overflowing.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
I have honor how far you've come, Jamie.
Mm,
It's not easy to live alone and to lose the closest thing to you that you could, and it was not just a companion, but also like a healing um, dog,
Okay. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and it says, call on your angels. And I think you already are. You're calling on your angels. They're right there for you. Remember, you have to call them in order for them to come in. And then it says to center in divine light. Look at the beautiful Merkaba.
Mm.
So, it sounds easy. I know it's not easy.
We
So,
know it's not easy, Jamie, but you're so loved.
absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
yeah.
We send you lots of love and hopes for a new baby that can bring you lots of joy. Hilda just wanted to say that you remind her of a high school senior I remember with so beautiful long blonde hair, basketball, volleyball, and her brother was her best friend. I love that when that happens, Hilda. I love it when somebody reminds me of somebody special in my life. So that's wonderful.
I played all those. I was a
Did you really?
player.
It doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me. So she says, is my back starting to deteriorate or have I just pushed it too much?
Okay, scan. Okay. I am sensing that it's so when you don't use something and then you overuse it, kind of like if I was going to go in and start lifting a 50-pound weight right now,
right? Yeah.
After
you pull something out, yeah,
it would pull something, and then
yeah.
I would need to rest it to heal back up and then start. So I'm sensing that this is not a deterioration. It's just like it just was something sat wrong or laid wrong, or sometimes. Oh my gosh, Hilda, I don't know what age group you're in, but I know that I wake up in any given time. I could have just rolled over wrong in the night and hurt my back. Do you know what I'm saying?
I have done that too. Yes, even as a younger
I did
person.
pull a plant. So there you go.
My husband would say, and he's a chiropractor, you zigged when you should have zagged.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah. You need to cut out all the hard work, Hilda, and indulge and take care of your back. And so don't put ice pack on your bone directly, but work on some ice packs. Don't put heat on it. It makes it worse.
Oh,
yeah. But I'm entertainment purposes only. Yes, because I'm not the doctor. So, all right. I have to put this up because you have no idea. I'm doing a show on Friday with a gal who has John Lennon as one of her guides, and Freddie Mercury is one of mine. And so when I see his name, I always, go right to it. But she said she had a dream the other night watching an analog telly. With the thing. And I could see Freddie Mercury, Mahatma Gandhi in the scene with the words, maximize love, peace, and good thoughts.
Oh, wow, Dakota. That's amazing.
It is amazing. Yes. Thank you.
Maximize love, peace, and good. Let's do it, guys.
Let's do it.
It's so easy to fall into the traps of the hard narratives and the hard things, but yeah, let's maximize.
Yeah,
I
love it that those two were together because Freddie was Persian, and not many people realize his name was really Farouk Balsara, and he, everything around surrounded the time of AIDS. When he died of AIDS, a lot of people, made a big deal out of that part. But he was a very big humanitarian and very kind and loving person, and so I'm really glad you put those two people together.
Yes,
wonderful. Yeah, thanks for that. All right, let's see. We got Lisa Sather. Would love to know what my spirit guides want me to know. Okay, well, maximize peace, love, and good thoughts.
There you go.
Can't say any better than those two.
Okay, Lisa. They're showing me something needs to be taken off the shelf. So something you've put on the shelf, it's time. It's good timing to take it off the shelf. So if you've been waiting to I don't know how this fits for you, but if you've put something off to start later or get into later or whatever, now's the time. Take it off that shelf.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
she's Lisa, you're so beautiful. Your heart is amazing. They told me to pull a card for you, so I'm going to.
There you go. Okay.
Yes. All right. I got two. So I have the miracles card coming in. So expect wondrous to emerge, and enjoy your journey. So there you go.
There you go. And I got something similar to that. I got breathe and become aware. And, once you center and focus, because manifestation is right around the corner. Look at that. You are looking up and it is being done for you. And accept the waterfall of divine love. Oh my goodness. Just beautiful.
Ooh,
so yes, some good stuff coming in for you, Lisa. Yeah. They want you to be aware. That's wonderful. Thank you. Okay. Catherine Rodriguez. So happy you're healing, she says. Anything on my mom who passed at 91 in St. Lawrence County, New York on 9/16. Sorry for your loss, Catherine.
Yeah, Catherine, giving you a big hug. Good to see you. All right. Okay, so she didn't give a name. Okay.
Oh, no, she didn't. Can you put up mom's first name if you can?
It's okay. I just was looking.
Okay.
I was just looking. Okay. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what this means. However, I'll just share it, Catherine.
Say it. Okay.
It's like she's sweeping up a little bit. So I do feel that she may have left a little bit for you to do. She tried to make it so when she did go home that there wouldn't be much to do, but it seems that she's grateful for you coming in, and I wonder, and I'm asking her if that's a thing, like when people cross, do they don't want to leave a mess behind for anybody. And that was something that was important to her. I feel that she didn't want to leave a bunch of mess behind when she went on. She didn't want to be a burden type of thing. But she came in right away with that. But I feel like she was kind of like tidy anyways. Like she liked her place tidy as well. So it could be part of personality. So this is what I like. This is a shared experience. So I like to connect in with and have that communication back and forth with you, Catherine, but to kind of know which way to dive in with what she's trying to show me.
Name was Julia, if that helps you at all.
Oh, Julia. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Now, Catherine, are you making some changes in your life? I feel like she's recognizing some movement in your life. that she's aware of.
Awesome.
And did you have siblings? See, this is.
I know it's hard. Yeah, it's hard to just, yeah. Yeah, these are just meant to be minis anyway. You can't really,
yeah.
it's hard when you.
I'm working on my spirituality,
Yeah.
Catherine. Yeah, so she's
Okay, so she's recognizing that. I think.
she's recognizing that. She's recognizing that you're making some shifts and in that.
And she has a half brother.
Okay, half brother. Mm-hmm. She's talking about healing. So there's healing, healing maybe between you and her, her own healing. Those things, it's all taking place right now. She's in her opportunity to continue to grow and expand on the other side as well. She wants you to know that there's awareness and healing. So I'm going to leave it at that since we can't have a conversation.
Sure, it's hard to do that. Yeah. So I got an interesting message from her. I get that she finds that you had fabulous ingenuity, and she recognized it, what you did at her transition. She says, so I'm getting whatever it is that you did to recognize her after she transitioned, she said was fabulous. It was different. It was it was using your ingenuity to make it be something different. And so I'm getting that she's using that as a way of honoring you because you took the time to honor her. And since her transition, she's certainly always around you, but she wants you to know that she is so honored by the way that you handled it. So, yeah. All right. Thank you so much. Okay, let's see if we can get an easier one. Libra love 1111. I'm a Libra myself, Libra love. So thank you. Were the pops I heard in the house yesterday spirits? They're being tricksters lately.
Okay, let's see. Okay, so I do feel, Libra love, that you do get spirit activity, but I don't feel that those pops were that spirit activity. I feel like it was more of a difference in like, I don't know, like going from a more damp to more dry, or you know how that happens, but something like that. But they do want me to dress the spirits in your house. However, they said even though the pops weren't them, that we do have spirit activity, and they're showing me a specific room that has become kind of a portal. And I don't know if you've put something new in this room or painting up or some sort of something that has created a little bit of an opening here. And it's not bad. It's just that you will have a little bit more of a coming and going type of situation in this room. If you want to I don't let me sit with it for a minute and see if I get any more in regards to this portal for you, but you can go.
Okay. I'm getting take your next step. And the next step here says to cut your cords. So maybe there's some energy in the house that you really don't want around. I don't know. Just make sure that you, because it says the last card is forgive. I don't know if somebody is asking for your forgiveness or you're needing to forgive somebody, but cutting the cords also allows you to break free from any kind of constraint and make you feel forgiven as well. It's very interesting about cutting cords. Whenever you want to cut cords from people that are alive, it seems like once you cut them, you hear from them again. Just be prepared. So, but I believe they're not alive. So,
Okay, yes. And to go along with that, she's asking, could it have been the pendulum? And that 100% could be the pendulum.
Okay.
And I don't know if you use it mostly in a specific room or if they were just utilizing that as a symbol. But yes, go ahead and cleanse your, and I know you've already done this, but go ahead and cleanse your pendulum again and attune it, and ask only for the most benevolent guidance through your pendulum, and go ahead and cut those ties that that Ali was talking about. So again, bringing in the cleansing, cleanse it, step into that benevolent, and go with the flow.
There you go. Beautiful. Yeah.
Not to get rid of it. Just go ahead and retune it, retune that, and put your intention in love and light. And every time you use it, you're gonna ask for the most benevolent guides to
guide. Yeah. Wow. Okay, I'm not sure that we know about this, but let's see. What's going on with Jim Caviezel and having to get together with, is it Trump and QAnon, or the people that went to the White House on January? He's going kind of bonkers in some ways, didn't he? He did that where he was in a movie, wasn't it? One of the Jesus movies, and he played Jesus, and he kind of went off the deep end after that I can remember.
Okay. I don't know if I know who this is, but
okay.
Jim.
He is an actor, I can tell you that. Kind of a nice looking guy.
Jim. Oh yeah, I see him. I know who we're talking.
You know who he is? Okay.
Yeah.
It never surprises me, really, when I see people like Kid Rock and Kanye and some of the other ones that sort of went down the rabbit hole with these people. Oh, he's from Everett, Washington? I didn't know that. Oh, The Passion was off the rails. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's and it was directed by Mel Gibson. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. I think, Antonio, that the light bulb went off, and he thought it was a good light bulb. He thought this is the man, because a lot of them are feeling as though that Trump is very Christian, and that he's some of them are even calling him the king after Jesus. I heard this on the news the other day, and it just makes me kind of crazy. And he thinks because he played the part, I'm just guessing at this, that he's sort of ascended. I don't know, because the last card to get is an angel. So maybe this part kind of, don't know, went to his head. I don't know.
He definitely
Great. Orange cheeses.
Let's see.
Hi, Thomas.
He opened himself to something, and so it's almost like okay, sorry, Ellie, but
no.
It's like
it's okay.
He opened up his. It's almost like he opened himself to a spirit.
Oh,
do you know what I mean?
Yes. Somebody that wasn't really who he thought that it was. Yeah.
I don't
I
even
get that.
know that he knows that it happened. You
That
know
it
what I mean?
happened.
So
Okay.
it's kind of like if you were going to
Okay.
see him, he has like something clawed into the back of his neck that is just
Wow.
like
Mm.
what do you uh, what is what it is called? So not I wouldn't say I don't want to say evil spirit. I'm just saying it's a not just not wanting the best for you.
This
Does
is
that make
interesting
sense?
that Martha says he had a dislocated shoulder and supernatural strange events when he made the movie. Many people converted, but it can be a bit of mental issues. And not, you can believe that you become that thing
Mm.
that you portray. We've seen it with a lot of other people, but
Mm-hmm.
normally when we see it with other people that are actors, when they're done, they kind of fall back into, maybe they do it the whole time they're in the show, but then when the show's over, they just return to who they are. But he didn't really do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he, you like yeah, some kind of attachment, and
Mm.
he allowed it. Like
Uh-huh.
he opened himself up to it. So
That's
yeah,
fascinating.
so that can't just happen to you. You have to
Right.
open yourself to it,
That's right. That's right.
and a
Oh,
trickster spirit. That's what I
the
was.
trickster spirit.
Yeah,
Yes. Many
it,
actors that play Jesus have
it
had,
took me that long to find that word, you guys.
but we all know why. So it's all good. It's all good, honey. It took me a long time to teach after I had COVID because I'm trying to find words that aren't there. And, it's all good, Debbie.
That's a
We
true
love
thing,
you.
man.
We
Thank
love you,
you.
girl. um, Interesting question. We got one more question and we're done. And Debbie can
Okay.
go take her nap because she
Yeah,
definitely
I
needs a
need my
nap.
nap. I need
She
my nap
needs her
done.
nap. Any word for butterflies are free? Husband Dennis. Anything from Dennis would be nice.
Okay.
The way she's handling things. I'm guessing that Dennis passed, and I'm sorry to hear that, dear.
Give me a big hug. Butterflies
Mm,
are free. I'm sorry.
mm, yeah.
Okay.
He's going to say that you're doing a good job no matter what because he wants to support you, dear. Yeah. Mm.
Okay. So he's showing me that he had a way of doing things, or like a system, and
Mm-hmm.
and he knew where everything was that he needed, right? And so uh, it might not have been the same system that you would use. And so he wants you to know that like if you're like looking for something or wondering about, just kind of think of how he would have done it, or systematically would have put it this in this area or that.
Mm-hmm.
Then you'll find it. So like if you're looking
Cool.
for something,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
you really have
Think
to
about what he would have done. Yeah.
because he was pretty systematic on how he did things, and so just he didn't really vary from that system. So,
That's
but
good.
he's saying make it your own. Don't keep
Uh-huh.
it the way make it your own. He wants you to really make things the way you would do it, or this where
Mm-hmm.
you would put something, or he wants you to make it your own. And he understands that some things you'd want to kind of remind you of him, and that's beautiful too. But he really does. He's encouraging you to. It doesn't have to be everything. Release some things and have some fun and do your own thing. Not the way he would
I
systematic.
got that. If you ever have a synchronicity show up, that was him.
Oh, that's him. Yay.
Wow. I think Catherine has elucidated for all of us. You've been marvelous. It took her forever to recover from COVID. She thought she was getting senile, but the recovery is gradual and different for everybody. So God
I'm
bless you, Debbie. We're sending
Catherine.
you
I'm
lots
right
of.
there with you.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of people who have popped in, and so I do want to say thank you for all your prayers and your love, and
Mhm.
continued healing prayers. This has hit me pretty interesting. Um, and so that cloggy, foggy feeling that is like super heavy on your head, and the inability to talk very loud, the whole thing, like it's
The
just,
whole thing. The whole thing.
it is
But it's the
so,
cobwebs. It's all this confusion that I had to do. And I think that's some of what you've been saying yourself. It's like trying to get your everything cognitively to work at the same speed that it usually does. And it's just
yeah.
not, it's not
So
doing
it's just not
it.
doing it.
You're
So
doing fine though.
thanks for your patience with me, everyone, today, and
Oh, of course.
that
But you won the Screen Actors Guild Award
yeah.
for this show.
I'll
Thank
take
you, everybody. Thank you for to all subscribers and oh, now I can't think of the word, moderators on both channels. And thank you all for being with us and sending love to Debbie today. We love you and we thank you. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.